c'est une architecture totalement hypogée. Et ça, je crois que ce sont ton intérêt. C'est pour une architecture qui se donne dans une écriture qui c'est le degré zéro de l'écriture architectonique ou pas? Et tu comprends?
Vous parlez par rapport à la masse,
oui.
Vous parlez par rapport à la masse du bâtiment
qui sort au dehors du...
sincèrement, dans un premier temps, ce n'était pas un souci d'écriture, plutôt que dans un premier temps un souci d'inscrire un bâtiment, une masse, sur un site qui était bordé d'abord d'un mur jusqu'en 1976 qui le séparait de la ville. Donc les camps de la quarantaine étaient séparés par un mur. J'ai une brève mémoire de mon enfance d'avoir passé devant ce mur à maintes reprises en entendant parler qu'il y avait un camp derrière, et en passant à proximité de ce mur sans avoir jamais vu ce qui se passait derrière. Et ma première mémoire photographique de ce qui se passait derrière sont les fameuses images de la presse qui ont été publiées à travers le monde du massacre de 1976. L'une d'entre elles, d'ailleurs, a eu le World Press Award, qui est la fameuse photo du milicien que peut-être certains d'entre vous connaissent. Donc, la disparition de ce mur en 1976 et le fait que par la suite ce site est devenu un remblai de restes de sites de construction qui a remonté le niveau du site, il est à peu près 3,5 mètres, et le fait qu'il ne s'est rien construit sur ce site. Et si vous voyez une photo aérienne du site, vous vous rendez compte qu'il y a très clairement dans le tissu une cicatrice très claire qui prouve et qui montre de manière quasi frappante un non-développement sur le côté littoral de l'autoroute et un développement extrêmement dense de l'autre côté, alors que traditionnellement c'est le littoral qui se développe. Donc il y a très clairement inscrit dans le tissu du site une anomalie, un problème. Et puis ce qui a aussi donné un aspect à ce bâtiment, enfin l'esthétique de ce bâtiment est aussi due aux techniques de construction qui ont été utilisées. Là, je n'ai pas fait appel à l'industrie du bâtiment, à l'industrie traditionnelle du bâtiment. D'ailleurs, j'ai été boycotté par les premiers entrepreneurs que j'ai consultés, qui n'ont pas voulu construire. Donc j'ai dû construire moi-même. Et là, j'ai fait appel à entre autres, un constructeur de bennes à ordures et un carrossier de camions. Et donc, en fait, la partie complexe du bâtiment a 70 cm d'épaisseur. C'est le couvercle du trou, tout simplement. Et qui est construit de manière très rudimentaire, en fait. C'est des soudures continues, c'est comme on construit, en fait, la coque d'un bateau. Donc même les détails de construction, en fait, ne ressemblent pas à des détails de construction d'un dossier d'exécution de bâtiment. D'ailleurs, il n'y a rien dans ce bâtiment, à part peut-être les machines d'air conditionné, qui sont achetées du marché du bâtiment.
Can you explain how these tables works and what's the idea of these tables? That because the use of these tables is in one sense in the same idea of the whole building. It's like a little model of the.
It's funny you see that. It wasn't really intended to be that way, but sometimes we have to make use of gymnastics to achieve two different things that are different. So the idea of the lid closing was doing something above, which is very different below. These are in fact the seats, not the tables. You open them in order to sit in them. But knowing the Beirut nightlife quite well and the program of my clients, I knew very well that this was going to be a very crowded place at certain times and at certain hours of the week, where you can no longer move, and this is a music club. And you also have to understand the culture in Beirut. Going out is really a cultural thing. I mean, it's taken extremely seriously. In fact, it's one of the little last things that we have to express our culture, since we have no museums and we have no whatever. So these lids close down so that once you're done seated and you want to dance, you just close them and you jump on top of it and you dance. What Lebanese do traditionally is that they dance on tables. They don't have seats. Nobody has invented seats for them to dance on. So I gave them the seat, and it works quite well, because when the place is very crowded, you realize you cannot even go from one place to the other, so you obviously can't dance. So the people literally leave their seats, close the lid, go on top, and suddenly they have a little island to dance on. Not only does it give them space to dance on, but it also gives them altitude to exhibit themselves.
And they don't lose his chair when they stop dancing.
They don't lose the chair. We decided to keep the belts and not take them away. We decided not to replaster the old walls because we thought that, in fact, if one decontextualized them, because that's what really happens when you act on an old house, they in fact had a quality to them.
It's incredible,
We'll
incredible
get
roof.
in a second. So you see that the elevations now, these are the beams that we have kept. We've kept the old facade behind.
Have you inside only one space? This is only one space?
You will go
It's
into the
open
plan.
space. Yeah.
And we've applied then, after we've kept the beams, we've applied secondary frames that have metal wire mesh to form a second layer above the old one. And we did not replaster because, in fact, we didn't need to do that. The waterproofing was, my waterproofing membrane was in the new wall behind. And we've added our addition in plan. What this gave us is one main hall now, which is what the client wanted. It has quite interesting proportions because it's 17 meters by 5 and so meters by almost 10 meters of height. So you suddenly have a sort of cathedralic space inside the house that had nothing to do with that in the beginning. Once we started planning the emptying the house, and we realized that this space had some unusual properties that could be worth investigating, we took that and we pushed that further, and we wanted to monumentalize that space. We first did it by applying one huge table inside, which is the restaurant table. This became as a sort of a gesture towards what it means really to go out in Beirut in this sort of post-war bourgeois society. My speech a minute ago about the public space becoming really happening in these instances and only there. So monumentalizing the table and making it, so you see it here in section, accessible by the service only from the middle. So in plan, you arrive to the table right here from underneath, and we dug a tunnel under the house to go to the kitchen that is outside, underneath the garden. So now the service became prisoner of the table. They can never go out. They're only confined within this H pattern circulation. They serve you from the front, never from the back. Yeah. And no matter how many people are around, if there's 100 people in the room, the service is never disturbed, its circulation, by the amount of people. But what you have is a table that sort of looks, by the end of the day, like some huge conference table. This is in section. The building is cut in section. The sort of big ministry table that looks like the Council of Ministry is in fact just a restaurant. It's just a restaurant. And the absurd thing about, even down to the detail, is that this thing is not a microphone. It's just a light fixture that lights up your plate, not a fire you're supposed to debate. Okay? And this works quite well in the lighting scheme because it's very dim. Here we've lit it up a little bit more, but in fact, at night it's more dim, and the plates and the food act as reflectors. So when you come in, you see your plate extremely well, but you're in a dim space. And we've done these very sort of monumental chairs that are a cross between, people say that they're a cross between an electric chair and a sort of pastoral chair. And then you've got a central view into the table.
Okay.
This is the way from the service up inside the table, from the kitchen up, and then up again.
Oh.
And then the roof was in fact the beams that hold these two walls together.
È bella sta cosa, non è male.
See the two new skirt walls that are about 10 meters high cannot hold together. So in order to hold them together, to ensure the stability of the structure, we had to reconnect them.
Yeah, you have the...
Traditionally, there was an old roof which didn't have that structural role, but we could replace that roof according to building laws, and we decided to inhabit it and make it the structure at the same time. So you have these rings that were manufactured in a
Yeah,
steel,
before, steel.
with a steel
And
constructor
after you put
cut by
on.
water jets, and they were extremely precise because they became the tracks of a revolving roof, which you see here in the model. It sort of revolves around these beams.
You can.
Yeah. And have you seen section how they function? Which gave me this sort of tunnel that I've inhabited now, which is 17 meters long, that spans from both ends. And then a section of this tunnel is the elevator.